So another rule of the game that you must know is that you have the right to play the game. Everybody also has the right to play the game. Your right to play does not remove the right for another person to play. How they play is not your business. Let them play. That how they play not being your business takes us to the next rule, which states that you also have the right to control and the right not to control. You see, now one of the reasons people suffer and have problems is that they don't know the difference between what to control and what not to control. They want to control everything. For example, you are a player in the game, you are holding the ball, you don't want anybody else to play. Why? Because you don't want them to attack you. You are not willing that they should attack you. Meanwhile, a great player expects attack. He expects people to come at him. He expects them to even play studs to try to injure him. That player is prepared for every consequence of him or her holding the ball. Your right to play is another person's right to play. Your right to succeed can also be another person's right to prevent you from succeeding. That's what we are talking about. So, know what to control. What does that mean? You control your game and don't control the game of others. That is knowing when to control. It is when you try to make people do things the way you want them to do things that you have lost your control. That means you are now trying to control everything. That is the origin of unhappiness. People will be what they are. People will be backstabbers. People will be loving. People will be helpers. People will be non-helpers. People will be anything they want to be in life. But that must not affect you. They can be anything they want to be, but you have to remain who you are. Their right to play is not going to limit and reduce your own right to play. Their right to play might become an obstacle to your playing. That is where the game becomes more interesting. Because you understand that you can overcome the obstacle. Even when the obstacle blocks your way, the blockade is not real. The blockade is real when you see it as real. The next thing is that your right to play is also your right not to play. You have a right to play and the right to leave the game. It is within your play. So, what does that mean? It simply means that there is no game you are playing right now that is permanent. These two shall pass. If you are playing the game of sorrow, the game of disappointment, they used me, oh, they tricked me, he broke my heart, oh, these people are this. You also know that you have a right to leave that section of the game and play another game, which is, it wasn't their fault. I love my job is good. You have a right to switch wings. You even have the right to walk away entirely from that game and pick another game. But the truth is this, you must always be in the play. This is it. Both the antagonists, the passive guys who are on the wings, who are not helping you, they are not supporting you, they are not attacking, they are just watching. They are all playing the game. Everyone plays the game. And the game is a beautiful thing. It's what makes the world go round. Now, the game is a process and a means whereby we create effects in our universe. Some have said that the creation of effect is the highest calling in the universe. I think otherwise, because I feel that becoming the effect is the highest calling in the universe. Don't chase doing, chase being. When you become the effect creator. But when you chase doing, you are forgetting your being. This is what I'm trying to say to you again in a very clear, lucid form. Whatever you want to attract into your life, become the energy of that thing. Okay? When you blend with the energy field of that thing, the thing will easily come to you. You rise above the energy field of that thing and command it. Like it is said, the higher controls the lower. If you cannot do that, become equal. Merge on the same frequency with the thing you see, and it will become one with you. The rule is simple. When you can see you can have. The right to see is the right to have. When you see, two possibilities exist: oneness or detachment. But the guy that plays the detaching game is the most successful in all, because he has the power to command. When there is a looker and the looked, there is space. Use that law to help yourself. When you are having that feeling of disappointment or depression or whatever, because of what people have done or because of how you're feeling, my friend, remember that law. The life that you want to become should not be something you run after out there. You shouldn't see it as you doing things to create that life. Become the energy of that life. When you become the energy of that life manifests in you. Because actually, whatever it is you want, anybody wants in life, is right within that person. You have to choose it. Now, maybe they're also right when they say the creation of an effect is the highest duty, the highest calling in the universe. Maybe as if it means the capacity to rise to the energy of your dream life, then fantastic. That idea is very strong. The creation of an effect. But the creation of an effect is not to be seen as an exterior action, as a chase. No. This is why that law that states that the right to see, the ability to see, is the right, the ability to have. If you can say it, then it means it's already in your field of vision. Now it has to come into your field of energy. How does that happen? You have to rise to the field of that energy in which that thing belongs. It is not in your life right now because you are not in its field, but it is beckoning to you from its higher field to say, match, match, match. When you create the resonance in thought first, that I am worthy of that thing and I belong in the same frequency. That thought alone will elevate you. There will be obstacles, of course, it's part of the game. When you start feeling like you can't have it, it simply means that there are players that have hurled obstacle your way by way of thought that have become an emotion that you are feeling right now. What should you do? Do not fight the emotion. That is, you do not stop them from performing what they are created to perform or what they have been conditioned to perform. What should you do? Know that their obstacle and you are not one and the same. The obstacle cannot become you. And don't try to stop the obstacle. Because if you try to stop the obstacle, you create a no-game situation because you are trying to control the others from playing. That is why I always say to you, when you have a negative feeling inside, don't attack it. Don't fight it. What should you do? Just don't match it. Do not identify with it. Don't bridge the gap between you and the negative feeling. Just look at the negative feeling. By looking at it, by focusing your attention on the negative feeling, you are creating a distance. Attention creates a distance. Identity closes the distance. Okay? The attempt to control is the way of creating an identity. Don't try to control others. Control yourself. So, what should you do when the thought comes and says, you are not worthy of these things? Look at the thought until it fizzles, until it weakens and breaks apart, and then look back at your desire and just flow with it. The power of saying no to a negative thought is not in arguing with it. It's not in actually saying no to it. It is in ignoring it. Ignoring its message by focusing your attention on it. By focusing attention, I repeat, you are pouring the light of your consciousness upon that negativity. It will not be able to survive. It will die. So when you have a feeling that you don't like, don't begin to question, why am I having this feeling? Why? I don't like it. That's not how it is. You are controlling the game of others. Control your game. How do I get better? How do I feel? Focus on what you want to become. Now, do not see having as a game of doing. See having as a game of becoming. You saw it, become the energy that commands that thing. So if that is the idea, you become the energy that commands, that manifests, therefore means that you are actually creating an effect by not doing, but by becoming. Life and living is a game. Enjoy it. Nothing is real. So far, so good. You know the rules. Just remember one thing. Life is a game. Everybody has the right to play. You have the right to play. There are obstacles in a game. People will always come at you. People will do their thing. But remember one thing. It's not personal. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take people too seriously. That way, your heart will be open, will expand. If you understand this, and then the next thing I have to add to it, your right to see, your ability to see is your ability to have. It is not as simple as you hear from the motivational community. It's a case of matching your energy with the thing that you see and you love to become. It is easy to do this thing if you know the rules I've enumerated in this video. Until I come your way again, I still remain your host, Osezuah Anthony Elimihe. This is just a part 2 of how to ward off negative energy. It's still going on. There's more to come. Stay tuned. I'm sure you're excited.